Hey guys, no gym needed here with another Dragon Ball video. This was requested multiple times in past videos, so here you go. What if Goku was born with mastered Ultra Instinct? Right off the bat, I feel some explaining is in need. So even angels have to train for many years to master Ultra Instinct. Also, it's interesting that the angels have a very well-established hierarchy that must be clear-cut. Because we don't see the angels complaining or anything. They firmly understand their rank and apparently what they need to work on as well. So with that being said, in this what if, Goku was still born with white hair. Now, I've researched and there's bald Saiyans, but none with white hair in canon or in filler or movies. But to be honest, Saiyans are very stoic when it comes to hair, and after a brief surprise, they would immediately forget about it and completely stop caring about his hair color. All the same, King Vegeta would remember the story of the legendary Saiyan, said to be born with a power level of 10,000. So just to be safe, he sends to have Goku's power level tested immediately. So they take all the Saiyan babies in Goku's ward. They go to test Goku, but every time they manually try to read his power level, he dodges. They literally can't test his power level. So they get annoyed at this baby, who is just rolling around in its crib and somehow dodging them. The Saiyans in charge of testing Goku's power level realize that if this keeps up, coincidence or not, it'll be way too embarrassing. So they use a laser tester, which hits Goku because he's already fast asleep. Now he's born with MUI, or UI, whatever you want to say, but it takes a big toll on his body if he uses it too long. So his brain shuts down after one use right now, in order to minimize the potentially deadly side effects otherwise. Okay, so let me explain what's happening. He is born with UI, so his hair is always white, even if he's sleeping. However, as a baby, if he uses it once, like he did to dodge their Calpiter or whatever they were using to test his power level at first, he would fall asleep instantly after that. His brain would shut down. And that is nature protecting him from the dire consequences that come with UI. We remember Goku in the Tournament of Power, right? And then you might say, well, then it's useless. He used it to dodge a thermometer, now he's asleep. What if someone comes and tries to kill him? Here's the thing. While he's sleeping, he won't dodge people's attacks unless there's killing intent. As for his power level when they tested it, it just came out above average, but it was not the legendary Saiyan. So for this part, I used inspiration from the Saiyan Saga, where Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz thought power levels meant everything, just baseline power levels. But the Z fighters learned how to mask their ki. So baby UI Goku automatically masks his deep power, because the UI, it does whatever is best needed to survive. So with this natural UI from birth, there's some passive abilities like masking / altering your ki levels. Now you might say that MUI is just too strong for it not to break the power reader, but remember, there were times where there was people who could completely blow power readers apart and they masked the entirety of their power besides just their life force. What you have to remember about Ultra Instinct is that it uses the smallest movement possible. It uses the least amount of energy possible in order to accomplish what it needs to accomplish. And if what it needs to accomplish or what it needs for your survival is so great, it can access that power too. But on the other hand, it's also very gentle and very subtle. To be honest, it's just like when Toriko went to the Food Honor Temple and he learned Food Honor. So check this out. He says, there are many useless movements in your techniques, Toriko. Your form is improper, therefore you are expending more energy than necessary. All of your techniques could be used with 1/10, no, 1/20th the calorie consumption, and on top of that your technique's strength, speed, and precision would increase several times what they are now. So basically the MUI can sense automatically the power levels around Goku, and through biofeedback allows Goku to have a respectable power level among the life forms most similar to him, that being the other Saiyan babies. So you might be wondering about Broly and how his 10,000 power level did not mess up Goku's biofeedback? Well, since they all got tested in Goku's ward at the same time, Broly would have actually gotten tested and taken away by the time they tested Goku, because he was dodging with his Ultra Instinct. So it wasn't until they went and got the laser tester that they found his power level, and by that time Broly's power level would have been taken away and it wouldn't have interfered with any of this. So yeah, that could have been a problem, but they found that Broly was the legendary Saiyan, took him to King Vegeta, and really, they didn't really care about Goku anymore. Now that he had been tested and he wasn't the legendary Saiyan, the white hair really meant nothing. They weren't suspicious of him. Goku's early childhood was much like any other Saiyan toddler, although he became the best at tag in his preschool. Some kids did make fun of him for his hair color, but lost interest in that pretty quick, so it wasn't a big deal. For the most part, Goku slid under the radar. Eventually, at the age of 3, Bardock and Guinea send Goku to Earth. Goku is found by Gohan, however, there's no way he'd fall into the ravine and hit his head. Grandpa Gohan has to have Master Roshi move in with him in order to try to tame or civilize Goku in some way. Goku gets more and more powerful and mean really fast, and Roshi and Gohan realize this kid is not going to cap out, and he is probably evil. They know he came from space. It's all disturbing and confusing for Gohan and Roshi, so they come to their wits' end and call none other than Roshi's sister, fortune teller Baba. She can see the future, so she does, and she sees Goku destroys the Earth in the not-so-distant future. Everyone is shocked. So there you have it, guys. That is part 1, What If Goku Was Born with UI. And wow, it was a surprise to me. I was going to make it so Goku was still a crybaby, like in canon, but there's just no way he would be a crybaby if he was born with UI. It didn't make any sense no matter how I thought about it. So I took that out of there. I thought about, well, man, is Goku gonna hit his head? No, that makes no sense. There's no way he would hit his head. So this is taking an interesting turn right away, and how are they gonna stop Goku from destroying the world? It's really interesting, and he might just accomplish his mission. So, wow guys, this is a really cool what if, and I'm very grateful that you guys requested it. Request some more in the comments, and we are back, boys. So leave a like, let me know how you're feeling about this what if, and yeah, let's go. No gym needed. Dragon Ball What Ifs are back.